As a data analyst, how are you feeling about the way you use LLMs like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude in your analytics practice today? Even if you're getting some value, do you have that nagging feeling that you're not using them to their full potential? When you try to use them for a real analytical task, to write code or find an insight, are the results frustrating? You ask for an in-depth analysis and you get a generic summary. You ask for a Python script and you get a buggy file. Chances are these experiences confirm your fear that you're missing out on the LLM's real power. The problem isn't the tool. The problem is your approach. You're asking the LLM for output, not directing it. We're going to show you how to move from asking to directing today on Art+Science. Hey there, I'm Kevin Hartman, Associate Professor at the University of Notre Dame and founder of the Art+Science Analytics Institute, where our mission is to make you a better data analyst. Today we are kicking off a 6-part series I'm calling the Data Analyst LLM Masterclass, a hands-on guide to AI-powered analysis. If you're like many analysts, you're using LLMs. But that nagging feeling we talked about is real. The results feel generic, and it's hard to get the reliable, specific output you need to do your work. We're going to fix that. This video is the foundation. I'm going to give you my 3-part framework for building powerful analytical prompts. This framework is the key. And in this series, we'll use it to master every stage of the data analyst workflow, from data prep all the way to red teaming your analysis. Let's get one thing straight. You'll hear the term prompt engineering used frequently in tech circles. And let me say right off the bat, I have a real problem with that term. Why? Because adding engineering implies some specialized, deeply technical skill, like a separate class of people. It's gatekeeping. The truth is, you use ChatGPT or Gemini to help you with your work, and you're entering prompts. By that definition, you're already a prompt engineer. It's as silly as calling someone who writes an Excel formula a spreadsheet engineer. So congratulations, you're in the prompt engineering club, along with half of the planet who's currently accessing these platforms and writing prompts. But here's the catch. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you're good at it. To get good at it, you have to understand the tool. An LLM is a prediction engine. Your job isn't to ask it a question, it is to set up the problem so the LLM can predict the correct answer, whether that answer is a block of code or a narrative summary. Think of prompt writing in this way. A novice analyst connects to a data warehouse and asks, what's going on with our declining sales? The warehouse just returns a stack of unrelated tables. Now, this doesn't answer the intent of the analyst, but it does answer the question. Returning a sample of sales tables related to the declining sales is exactly what the analyst asked for in its prompt. That's a bad prompt. It's lazy and it lacks direction. Now, a professional analyst does it differently. They connect to this intelligence source and ask a directive. Act as a forensic accountant. Your task is to identify the 3 most likely drivers for our recent sales decline. Analyze our weekly sales and our customer segment performance data. For each driver you find, explain how it is contributing to our sales decline and provide your supporting evidence. You see the difference? This is a powerful prompt. It defines a persona, provides context, and it sets a crystal clear goal. You're not just asking for information, you are leading an investigation. This transforms the AI from a passive data provider into an active, intelligent partner in your analysis. Prompting is a structured analytical process, not random artistry. To get consistent, high-value output, you need discipline. I call it the command framework. This framework has 3 pillars. First, provide the context. The AI knows nothing about your specific problem. You have to give it intelligence. This means 2 things, role and context. The role defines its expertise. Act as a senior data analyst specializing in e-commerce subscription models. The role isn't just a technical persona. It's your creative lever. It points the AI to the section of its training data most relevant to your specific needs. And don't use vague roles like data analyst. Try act as a skeptical CFO to get a risk-focused analysis. This is the art of framing. The context provides your facts, your target audience for the report, structure of your data, other key business rules. Second, define the goal. List a clear, explicit goal. Use a precise action verb. Don't say, help me with this data. Say, analyze this data frame. Then, state the business objective. The task, analyze this data frame, is the science. The purpose, to identify customers at high risk of churn so that we can proactively help them. That's the art. That's the why. And that why is what separates a poor analyst from a great one. Third, set the rules. You control the output. Be explicit. Demand a specific structure. Output this results as a JSON object. Format this as a CSV file. Write in a friendly and engaging tone for a non-technical audience. And just as important, use negative constraints. Tell the AI what not to do. Do not use any libraries outside the standard Python installation. Exclude customers who signed up in the last 30 days. Setting these rules ensures the output is not just correct, but immediately usable in your script or your report. A powerful pro tip to tie all of this together is to structure your prompt with clear XML-style tags. Why? You have to remember, these LLMs were trained on the entire internet, which is full of highly structured code like HTML and XML. They are innately built to understand that content inside a tag as a specific self-contained block of information. When you just write one big paragraph of a prompt, the AI has to guess where the role definition ends and your data schema begins. But when you use these tags, you are drawing bright, clear lines. You are showing it the precise blueprint of your request. This is the single most effective way to remove guesswork and get a reliable, consistent output. So which tags should you use? The best practice is to use a simple descriptive set of tags that map directly to your 3-pillar command framework. Here's how they align perfectly with that framework you just learned. For pillar 1, provide the context, you use 2 tags. Role, you put your act as persona right inside this set of tags. And context, this is where you paste your data frame schema, audience description, and other facts. For pillar 2, define the goal. You use the single most important tag, instructions. This is your mission, your primary command, your analyze this or write this code. For pillar 3, set the rules. You use 2 tags, constraints. This is for all your do not do this, only use these libraries, only output must be in JSON. And the second tag you'll use is examples. This tag is for when showing is better than telling. When you need to provide a few concrete examples of what you want the output to look like, you wrap them in these tags. This is the clearest way to show the AI the exact output format that you require. See how that works? Your framework is 1, context, 2, goal, 3, rules, and your tags follow that exact order: role and context, then instructions, then constraints and examples. It's clean, logical, and easy to remember. By using these 5 tags, you are creating a perfectly structured analytical command. You remove all ambiguity and tell the AI exactly how to process every part of your request. This is how you truly move from asking to directing. This command framework is our foundation, but I don't want you to leave today with just this theory. Let me show you 3 quick, pro-level tactics you can use immediately as a preview of what this framework can do. First, build your role library. This is how you master the context pillar. Stop starting from scratch. Keep a Google Doc with pre-built personas, like you are an expert R developer specializing in data wrangling with dplyr. Second, provide data schemas as scaffolding. This is the most critical tactic for any analyst. Never ask an LLM to work with data that it cannot see. For any data frame, list the column names, their data types, and paste in the first few rows. This gives the AI the blueprint it needs to write code that actually works. Third, use show, don't tell with examples. This is how you master the rules pillar and the examples tag. When you have a complex data cleaning or formatting task, showing the LLM is always better than trying to tell it what to do. Provide 2 or 3 before and after examples of exactly what you want. For example, if you are needing to reformat messy user input strings and you have certain characters that you want to remove or modify tags, say that USA shows up in your database as u.s.a. and you want to change that to a simple USA, you would simply write input u.s.a. arrow output USA. The AI will learn the pattern instantly, and it's the most reliable way to get to any specific format. Now, these examples are just a preview. In the rest of this series, we're going to use this framework to master every part of our workflow, from data prep all the way to red teaming, where we will challenge our analysis before our stakeholders can. Artificial intelligence will not replace the data analyst who masters both the art and the science of their craft. It will replace the analyst who masters neither. The analyst who asks vague questions will get vague answers and fall behind. The analyst who masters the discipline of prompting, who directs the science of the AI with the art of analytical curiosity and business insight, will multiply their output, accelerate their insights, and become indispensable. Your career trajectory is now a function of your ability to translate business problems into precise analytical commands. Stop asking, start directing. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, take a moment and subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with anyone who you think is interested in data analytics. Here at Art+Science, we are bringing new, exciting, and important videos on data analytics to this channel all the time, and we would love to have you there for this journey. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description for additional Art+Science resources, and sign up for our weekly newsletter to get exclusive tips, course updates, and more directly in your inbox. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.